Good afternoon, folks. Hope you enjoyed that nice little introduction with some music this time. I promise each one I do will get a little bit better. I'm far from being a professional, but this is the way we're going to do it for a while. As you can see today, I'm going to talk about confidence in building and confidence in what I can achieve. This pace car on the left is something I built, I believe, when I was 14 or 15. It's all hand-painted silver and black. There's no spray can with this. And that was about the best I was probably going to do at that age. After looking at magazines and seeing cars at shows, I literally talked myself into believing I can't do that. I cannot paint like they paint. I cannot build like they build. I just don't have those skills. Even though I was reading magazines about building models and model cars and painting, of course, this is way before the internet. I just didn't believe in myself that I could do it. 20 years pass, and I'm maybe 20, about 25, about 20 years. Here I am about 26, 27 years old, and built this really nice Revell Plymouth GTX model. I had seen a picture in a magazine of it, and I'm like, I really want to duplicate that. So got some Tamiya gold spray paint and black gloss and practiced a little bit. And this is probably, I would say, one of my best jobs up to that point. It has a decent shine to it. I didn't know about buffing yet at that point. There is clear on here. I think I used Tamiya clear. But again, didn't know about sanding and buffing in between coats. So this is where I was at. And I actually talked myself into trying bare metal foil on and around the windows. And I actually used it on the front end because, some of the chrome was starting to come off in the kit. This was actually no, this was an MPC kit that I had bought in the late 70s that I had for quite a while. I forgot about that. It wasn't a Revell, so never mind. Got the decals on. Didn't really do much else with it. You can see had glued the mirrors on. That was before I knew about using pin vise and small pieces of wire to help hold your mirrors on. One bad trait I had way back in the day was I didn't read the articles in the magazines. I would look at the pictures and go, ooh, I can't do that, instead of reading the articles and learning how people actually did things. But even at the age of probably 28, 30, I still didn't have the confidence to build anything like I would see in a magazine. Let me move this one out of the way. Finally, by the time I got to Acme in 2007, I believe, I just said, screw it. I got to try it. I got to start doing things. And I built this. This is the Monogram 70.5 Trans Am. I decided to use Tamiya white paint. I forget what color I used on the interior for the red, but I tried to make the car as good looking as I could. That would be entered in a contest. And pop the hood on this thing. If you can see, let me bring the light over. It's wired, it's plumbed. I got the decals on the air cleaner. By the way, I made the air decals myself. I'll get into that in a minute. I made my own brake lines, and just tried to detail it as much as I could, like I saw in shows. And this was the first one where I told myself, yeah, I can actually do that. Why haven't I tried this a long time ago? My mirror is turned. But yeah, that's a good thing about having a piece of wire in for the mirrors. is you can, in fact, I have a piece right here. This is the kind of wire I use. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's a jewelry wire. It's kind of soft, but it's strong enough that you can drill a hole. You can use it for your mirrors. Get into that another time. Anyways, I entered this car into a Stacy David online competition. I forget what the show he was doing. It was on Motor Trend magazine. And I won an honorable mention with it. So that really helped my confidence in building. Making my own decals, which is a whole nother story I'll get into. Using aftermarket wheels and photo etch pieces on this, on the wheels. I think there's some photo etch on the dash. Probably can't see it, but that was my first steps of actually trying and just believing in myself. But I was, I think, 41 or 42 years old by the time I had the confidence to actually try something. And then we get into taking a box stock model and building it, or taking another kit and just completely tearing it apart and coming up with something unique and different. And this was a AMT Model T kit I had built. It was black. It was sitting on my shelf. It was just kind of a piece of junk. And I took it all apart. I looked at pictures about how you lower front ends on hot rods and rat rods and how they're wired and their brake lines. And I just started detailing the heck out of this thing because I figured if you see everything, why not try and detail it? You know, your license plates, more brake lines, just as much as I could. This one's, I didn't realize it's kind of falling apart when I took it off the shelf, but it needs a little TLC. But I think this was my first model where I really tried to go to town and do as much detailing as I could. The more I tried, the more I gained the confidence in doing detailing and making models good enough to take to a show to be judged. I guess to sum this up real quick, don't be afraid to try anything. Have confidence. I've made tons of mistakes, but I've learned from a lot of the mistakes. I've taken old junky models and tried things. I'm like, all right, well, that'll work. So if I do have a nice kit that I want to turn into something, I'm not afraid to try it. I'm not afraid just to jump in and go for it. I think one big thing for me has been the internet and Googling everything and anything. You know, how this car has their brake lines, how that car has their brake lines, how people did hot rods, how people do rat rods. The amount of information out there is limitless, and you just got to have the confidence. You have to believe in yourself that you can do it. I never thought I'd get a shiny paint job, but with a lot of trial and a lot of error, I've come to be, I feel, pretty good at painting, especially with rattle can. I have very good luck with lacquers and enamels. That's another thing for the future. But just believe in yourself. Try something. If it doesn't always work, you can try it again. And hopefully it's a learning experience. And the more you try, the more you learn. And that's about it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helps some people. And we'll see you another time. Hopefully soon. Take care.